All right, here are some tips, tricks, and hacks on how to use your Chrome browser even more effectively. First thing we're going to talk about is tabs. So if you go up to a tab and you right click on that tab, you do have a lot of different options here. The things that I want to draw your attention to are the ability to group tabs. You can group them together. So for example, I'm going to add this to a group and we're going to call this Google Education, give it a color. And so I have this as part of my Google for Education tab. I can go over and add this one to it. Let's add this to a group. I'll go over here, add this one to it. So now I have these three tabs, the Teacher Center, the Level 2 exam, and trainer, all grouped together. When I click on Google for Education, it's going to condense them down into one. So it's taken those tabs and it's brought it down into one spot, which is really nice if you have things that you use frequently, but you don't always need open, but you still want nearby, you can kind of group them together. Another thing I'm going to show you, go over here to my calendar. I will often pin things like my Gmail, my calendar, and my Drive. When you pin something, again, right click and pin it, which just means it brings it down to a tiny little icon all the way on the left. And what's nice about a pinned tab is you can't as easily close it. Like if I were to hover over this tab here, I could easily close it. And then, I mean, obviously I can get it back quickly, but it still happens, right? But with this pinned tab, it's going to stay there on the left. I can't really easily close it. It's a nice feature. Something else that you can do with this right click is be able to mute a site. Really, it's meaning that you're muting anything that's in that tab. So let's say you have a YouTube video playing in one tab, but maybe in another tab you have something that's getting frequent notifications or frequently making noise. You can pin that one tab, or sorry, not pin. You can mute that one tab, and when you do that, you'll see mute and then unmute. So it will prohibit any sound from coming from that tab, which is really nice. All right, so those are the things about tabs. Let's talk a little bit about search now. There is an advanced search within Google, which is nice. You can search just a lot deeper. So let's, for example, say we wanted to search something about Mozart. You have the option to put in phrases that have specific words, none of these words, numbers. You can also narrow it down by language, region, when it was updated, and even the file types. Let's say I'm looking for a PDF about Mozart. I can do that, do my search, and now all of the results that come back are going to be PDFs about whatever it was that I was searching for. So that's just one example of an advanced search. I'm going to move back over here to this tab, and let's just do a regular search. Let's say I'm still thinking about Mozart, but I really want an image of Mozart. Okay, so I've typed in Mozart, click on images, and now I'm going to get images of Mozart. Well, let's say I want to use the image, right? Which we know we really have to think about making sure we're following the laws on that one. Okay, go to Tools, Usage Rights. I can now search for any Creative Commons licensed images of Mozart. Okay, within that, you can also search by size of the image, color, the file, the type of image, and again, when it was added. So you do have some options there within your searching. The other cool thing in the Chrome browser is this Omnibox up at the top. So the Omnibox has a lot more functions besides just searching. For example, you can also use it to find definitions of things. So if you type in define and then a word, it's going to come back with a dictionary. It will give you the definition of the word. It'll tell you how to pronounce it, some similar words, and things like that. So you can use it for definitions. You can also use the Omnibox as a calculator. You can enter in math equations. We'll do 12 times 12, and it's going to pop up the calculator. You can actually do some pretty complex equations if that's something you want to. My favorite part of this, though, as a music teacher, the ability to get a metronome right there in the Omnibox. So I can get the metronome, set it to whatever I want, play it, and yeah, I could project that on the screen for my students or just have that as a practice tool for myself. So the Omnibox has lots and lots of different functionalities. All right, last thing, let's go back over to the Teacher Center. In the Teacher Center, if I wanted to find something specific, maybe I was just looking for resources. So if I type Control F or Command F on a Mac and type in the word resources, it's going to show me all of the places on the website where the word resources is mentioned. Now, let's say this is exactly what I'm looking for and I want to share this with somebody. I can highlight a specific part of the text, right-click, and go to Copy Link to Highlight. What that's going to do is it's going to give me a link to this exact part of the website. So for example, if I open up a new tab, paste in that link, that's where it brings me, and it shows that highlighted text. So if you're thinking about a really long website and you want to draw someone's attention to a very specific part of it, you can use that Copy Link to Highlight feature to do so.